Hola, minasan! Welcome back for another round of Undead Unluck. So last time, they took on Spoil and the New York Yankee fans. The New York everyone was forced to be a New York Yankee fan by Unspoil, and they all charged at him and blew themselves up, like like a good non-Yankee fan would do. And Unspoil is got shot up into space, thanks to the power pole from Shen. So now we're gonna find out where what's gonna happen. Are they gonna breathe in space? Are they gonna not breathe in space? Who knows? But here's something that I thought I'd just make a quick note of, and that's the stars. Because Fumiko mentioned that there's no stars in the sky, and that's why she added stars. And it's like, wait a second, if there's no stars in the sky, then what happens to the galaxies? What's happening to the planets that don't have that don't have the suns? Because the stars are technically suns, and well, what happened? All the planets got annihilated or something? Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I just thought that'd be funny. That's a funny thought, of what happened there. So let's not waste too much time and let's get reading. Undead Unluck by Yoshifumi Tosca, chapter 016. Victor. I just want to point out how funny that is. My man here under the sole of his foot. You see his sneaker there? It spells out top. His sneaker spells out top. That's pretty funny. All right, let's begin. Unspoiled shot up high into the air, gripping to with his dear life as he entered the coldness of space. Andy, in the meantime, held on nice and tight to the pole, without a care in the world that he's not breathing whatsoever. Shen noticed, held up a card, catching Fumiko's attention. Isn't that the card Andy keeps lodged in his forehead? Indeed. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry, wrong voice. Indeed. Did he pull it out? But Andy said if he removed it, he'd go off the rails. I am aware of that, yes. But aren't you even a little curious, Fuko? Don't you want to see? She said as Andy stands on top of the pole, anime style, before Unspoiled. The man who traversed countless battlefields, bringing victory wherever he went. And there Andy stared with bulging veins, and his wound from the card slowly healing up. Oh, I didn't give Unspoil his voice. Oh, I didn't write down his voice. Oh no, I forgot his voice. mm. Mm. I see your plan now. You think the vacuum of space will disable my ability, Undead? Unfortunately for you in this form, I have not only Spoil at my disposal, but the beam that disintegrates anything that touches. Spoil! Andy said as he watched the beam come right at him. You're strong and righteous! And the beam flew right past him. But even so, Andy had no care. He felt no pain. He was unfazed as Spoils looked in shock and listened on. And he noted and he watched the regeneration process do more than just put his body back in his wound back in place. His hair went Super Saiyan. Let's see. Sure. We'll give him Handy's voice. No rule, including you, can tie me down. Perfect. Kirk, your regeneration. My gosh, I can't believe I didn't write his voice down. I really didn't write his voice down. How did I not write his voice down? Oh well. Your regeneration ability's gotten even faster. Right. Andy clutched his fist and made the sound of knuckles cracking. I'm supposed to take care of your core. Then he aimed his cut fingers and fired his finger bullets out. Division bullets. And his body flew. Wow. Multiple pieces of his body and parts of his body all flew and charged right at Unspoiled, catching him off guard. His finger regenerated on his own. The Andy clones formed knives from the stubbles of his arms and sliced right through Unspoiled easily. He grabbed the core of Spoil and Andy's main body. Retrieved the cores and it floated. I'm getting confused by the panel here because there's so much going on here. Like I thought, I didn't even realize that was the Andy's main body. Andy's main body caught the core and plunged the sword right through him. Now then, let's have a little fun. And Andy fired Unspoiled back into the stratosphere. Shen noticed that in the sky a blazing flame heading straight for them. Oh, he's back. Shen smiled. You mean Andy? And Andy crash landed as his flaming body slowly regenerated, while holding on to onto the core and pressing him down into the ground. He stood up straight, all cool looking and everything, with his Super Saiyan black hair. all of his wounds fully regenerated, and Spoil looking in horror. Mooey, we've secured Spoil's core, Shen said. Be a dear and beam it up. Right away, sir. She said in the Tycom, and without even paying attention to Unspoiled, a teleportation beam zapped it out of existence. Fuko, you should stand back. Yes. What's the date today? Andy said. It's 2020, August the... Not that, Andy said. The day of the week. Day of the week? What are you talking about? I see. And Andy smiled. Looks like they've got a half-decent lineup here. Shen thought to himself. It feels less that his memories are back and more that he's a different person altogether. Gah! Andy immediately clutched his head in pain. You idiot! You don't get a turn anymore. You've been wasting your life away. Anyway, give up. No matter what you do, I can't die. And then he paused and looked in Fuko's direction. I see. So it's your fault, woman. External targeter unlock. Move! And he said as Shen stood between him and Fuko, a very frightened Fuko indeed. Pleased to meet you, Victor. I don't know who told you about me, but I am human. Victor lifted his knee, going for the tiger knee. Not God. And his knee was blocked. However, the force of the knee pushed the blocked hand into Shen's face and delivered a direct hit. But I activated my ability, Shen said, shocked. Thought to himself in shock. I even read the trajectory of his strike. I should have parried that attack. His strength is unreal. Another punch came in his direction. He crossed his arms together and braced himself. He took the hit, but the force of the blow went right through his body and shot out of his back. Shen flew into the air as Victor watched on. He's so strong that his limbs break each time he strikes. No human is capable of this kind of attack. I love it. People unconsciously exercise a level of control in the interest of self-preservation, but not him. No, not really. He's broken free of that. Lovely. I like that reaction, Victor said as his injured fingers were ready to regenerate, and he fired another set of finger bullets. Pretty impressive for someone with one life to live. No, Fuko said as she watched in horror. Mr. Shen! She hurried over to him as Victor stood victorious over his opponent. Victor shifted his eyes, not even moving his neck one bit, over to Fuko. And there she was. She pushed her hand into her bare hands into his abs, into his bazillion abs. Take that! Huh? Why isn't my unlock? Oh, I see. He said as his card wound continued bulging. Mui, send out the call. Fuko was shocked. Using bottle. Wait, who's talking here in this panel? Dang it, use the arrows right. Freaking heck, man. Let's see. Okay, it might be. I think that's Victor. Using bodily contact to induce strokes of unluck, the force of which fluctuates based on how well you like the target. A meteorite, a volcano, pathetic. I would have dropped the sun. That's even better. Did you think I would succumb to such a paltry rule? Now I see what you were up to while I was locked away. He cricked his knuckles again. Give up. You can't kill me. Or what? If she were to die right now, he aimed his finger bullet at her, would you fall into despair? Do you hear that, Andy? Fuko screamed out. This guy's about to kill me. There's so much more I want to do and see. So much love I've yet to experience, she said. There are even greater strokes of unluck to uncover. Don't you want to see that? Are you really going to let it all end here? You have to come back, Andy. Don't let this weirdo beat you. You idiot, Victor said. Rules are absolute. No matter what happens, I won't. I wonder about that, Shen screamed out from the distance. In that fight against Spoil, I saw the power of human potential. He did a JoJo pose before Victor. Well, he said, all bloodied. I lost. Today ended up being a fantastic day. Sha. Thanks, he said. This'll help me get stronger for sure. He jumped in the air and started spiraling towards Victor. I'd love to duke it out some more, but I'm too weak, so I'd better hurry up and honor the 2 promises I made to Mr. Andy. He said while spinning rapidly. Promise 1. He slid right past Fuko and right in front of Victor. Protect the brat. 8 cycle mountain strike. He threw his punch right into Victor's chest, and it appears that his arm broke into half. All I could do right now, he thought to himself, is stall him for as long as possible. And then he spoke aloud to Victor as Victor flew in the air. The other promise was to beat you. Shame I can't keep that one, he said as Victor flew in the air and noticed the crack breaking into the sky. And out came the entire Union, diving straight for Victor. Guess I'll have to count on you guys. So, 10 in total, eh? Victor smiled. I must say, you're the one troublesome rookie. To be continued. Undead Unluck by Yoshifumi Tosuka. Undead Unluck by Yoshifumi Tosuka. Chapter 017, Exam. The entire Union is diving in from their teleportation hole, their sky hole, towards Victor as he flew high up from Shen's attack. Shen, however, collapsed into Fumiko's arms. Luckily, she gloved her hands quickly to prevent accidentally unlucking him. And as everyone fell, the boss spoke. "Ah, I must say, you're one troublesome rookie." "Everyone!" Fuko screamed out. "Andy, he's... "Don't worry," Shen smiled. "Leave it to them. Our organization is pretty darn strong," he smiled. "So," Victor said, 10 in total, eh? Let's see what you could do." He crooked his knuckles again and created bullet fingers. "Part bullet fingers!" And he fired out. One struck Tatiana, but she deflected it. But she used her shields to protect everyone from the finger bullets. "Each member has a shield?" he thought. "You morons don't defend attack. What's the point in falling back in a fight between ability users?" Billy landed on top of Tatiana, catching Victor's attention. He revealed 6 guns with 2 hands, and he fired each one after the other while they were floating in midair. The bullets began deflecting off of every single panel, completely surrounding Victor. "Oh, he's ricocheting the bullets," Victor thought. "So this shield setup isn't just a defensive tactic. It's also an offensive one." He took each bullet in the body. His blood spilled out of his skin. He landed as Tatiana and the others floated down. "Nice," he said as his body split in half. "Not half bad. Ha 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 ha. What a pun. Trying to bisect me, huh? It's no use. I'll just use, And he suddenly realized his regeneration is not working. What's the matter?" "Oh, this is Nico." "What's the matter?" "Regeneration woes? Your regeneration slows considerably when sections of your body are burned. Embrace the flames. I didn't fiddle with your body for 10 years for nothing, you know." "And that's some weapon you've got there." Victor pointed at him, and then the bullet was loaded. "No doubt it would have been effective on your Andy, but unlike him, I can choose where to regenerate." And he fired another bullet. "If my body is no good, then I'll just use my finger to blast her." Fuko was horrified when a blur came right at her, and just as Victor whiffed with his clone, Shen and Fuko were saved by the speedy Top. Victor looking surprised as he saw them disappear in the distance. "That kid's fast. He's found a way to use his negation ability to his advantage." "Huh?" And a weird blade came swinging down at him. It bashed him into the head, right into the ground. Nothing but brute force behind that swing," Victor said, as he jeez Louise, as he regenerated while holding the sword upside down. You're an amateur in combat. If you value your ability, keep your distance. Stay out of this or I'll consider not killing you." He sheathed his sword into his back. Shame." Victor smiled. "Shame about what happened to Unchanged. But I see now." And he fired his bullets everywhere and formed many clones of him. "You guys are good, but I'm Naruto." Meanwhile, outside of Longing, Top used his speed and got Shen and Fumiko in a safe distance. He began running all over the place, back and forth, as Fuko said. Thank you for saving me." Let's see. I never established top, huh? Okay. Top. Let's see. Let's see if I could pull off a speedy voice. Let's see if I can pull off a speedy voice here. Don't sweat. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it at all. We're all on the same team. No things needed. I didn't need him to accept them or dish him out.
Oh, okay.
She said as Shen laid down, completely injured.
Why hasn't he stopped moving? How are we going to get Andy?
Beats me. Last time we had old Lady Gina, she probably could have handled him this easy, but maybe the boss this time has some kind of plan in mind. Top said as he spun in circles around Shen and Fuko.
Excuse me, but could you please take me back to Andy? I just want to know if I can get him back.
Huh? Have you lost it? He almost killed you a second ago. He ain't the same guy you know anymore.
Mr. Shen, I'll be taking the card with me.
Hey, wait a second. Hey, Shen bro, stop her, will you? Didn't I tell you she was a riot? Shen smiled and laughed. There's no time to be laughing. Top looked down at him with pure anger. I'm in no position to stop her. Even if I were, she'd just do what she wants anyway. Besides, if she were that easy to stop, then she would have been killed some time ago. Tick. And Top immediately sped behind her and scooped her up. You've at least got a plan, right? You little pushy brat.
I thank you so much. My name is Fuko and I'm 18 years old. Pleased to be working with you.
You want to do self-intros now or of all times? Huh? Name's I'm 15.
Wait, then that makes you the brat, not me?
I'm no brat. I'm a junior high.
You're more of a brat than me.
Where'd I get Billy? Damn it. Tatiana, Tatiana Shetty, help me. Billy said in the distance as the big man got peppered with more of Victor's attack. You're pretty dang sturdy. I'm impressed. And a weird beam shot out at them. The big samurai survived while Victor's body charred. Big boy must have some sort of hardening ability, he thought. And as for the runt, his entire body's made up of artifacts. Why is he being so nonchalant? It's pretty freaky. Why does he look like a doll? Is he a robot or something? Is he one of those Persona 4 characters I've seen? Some sort of risk avoidance ability? Who knows? And the boss comes in with a flaming sword right across Victor's chest. He looked unimpressed by the damage. A flaming sword? That's Uma Burns' handiwork. Not bad, he said with a smile. Jewies. Jewies. Meanwhile, Top bounced over the wall of logging and ran through the rooftops. Hey, what the heck? Hey, what the heck? There's a ton of Undeads over there.
You're right. I didn't even know he could do that.
Let's see here. Okay. So what do we do now? We can't even tell them apart. They're all just they get torsos.
That one.
Oh.
The one fighting against the boss. Andy is inside that one.
But how can you tell? He looks like all the others.
He's the only one with the katana and shreds of clothing on him.
Clothing? Never mind that. Just stick with the plan. To the plan, please. Bring me right next to him. Oh, that's her. That's her saying that, isn't it?
Never mind that. Just stick to the plan, please. Bring me next to him.
You got it, but don't blame me if things go south. Huh? Victor said as as his bulging victory was presented. Oh my gosh. Fuko Top released Fuko and she flew into the air. She pulls up her shirt, catching Victor off guard. What the? And she flapped her shirt over him and gave him a motorboat. What? Everybody was in shock. Do you really think they'll do the trick, Fuko?
I do, maybe.
What do you mean? What do you mean by maybe? Top said, as My gosh. As Fuko slide her boobs up and down on Victor. To be continued. Undead Unluck by Yoshifumi Tozuka. Undead Unluck by Yoshifumi Tozuka. Number 018. Return. I just want to note that looks absolutely wrong in every way. My man is being crapped out. He is being crapped out of this orifice. He has become a stain. A crap stain, if you will. As Fumiko rubbed her Gonzugas up and down Andy's shoulder, Victor's shoulders, Juiz watched on in shock as she listened on.
If I stay lashed onto him like this and rub up and down like so, no matter how much I dislike him, a big stroke of unluck is sure to come eventually. And when it does,
she said with angry eyes,
all I'll need to do is stick this card back into his forehead.
She tried to forcibly push the card into his skull as he looked unimpressed at her. Everyone was in shock.
How long do they have to touch him? I have no idea,
she replied.
I've never tried this with a person I hated before, and I really hate him. If he were Andy, the stroke of unluck would come within a matter of seconds, correct? I hate to admit it, but yes.
Fuko said she continued rubbing Victor with her nays.
Then we're changing the strategy. You'll have to bring back Andy's personality, even if just in a moment. In that moment, if you and Pot just unluck on him, then maybe, just maybe, bring him back? Bring who back, you moron? I am the original.
He fired another round of bullets that almost knocked Fuko off.
He's been putting up quite the fight on the inside, but he won't see the light of day.
The Victor no Jutsus started to make them move.
Ever again.
Victor smiled as Fuko slide up and down with her bodacious tatas. The Victor no Jutsu clones began making their strikes and something was bouncing around, and everybody continued to protect Fuko.
Why are you protecting her? You defeated Burn and gained an extra seat. If this one dies, that means 2 seats open. I'll just go and find even stronger negators to fill the roles, Ed.
And Juiz swung her flame sword right into Victor, but he blocked the attack.
Just look. Those who lack justice and ambition cannot influence the actions of others, Victor. Bunch of half-wits. All the members defeat the copies and protect Fuko.
And everyone screamed, Roger! Meanwhile, outside of Longing, Shen struggled to get up to his feet. I guess it started. Why lie? We lie. His return, he said. And his power pole flew right up into the sky and bounced off his chest. There you are, Nyokinko. That's a good staff. How you doing, my little child? Oh, that's a good boy. You're a good boy for coming back. Are you ready to play fetch with yourself? Yes. Meanwhile, back at the combat zone, Fuko screamed out loud as Victor no Jutsu comes flying down at him. But suddenly a weird fist punched Victor, and Fuko screamed, yeah! It was a long arm punch from Tatiana. Quit looking away and focus on persuading him.
On it,
she said, and she looked right into Andy's eyes. Victor's eyes.
Andy, please come out, even if just for a second. I'm rubbing my nays on you. You have to give me what?
And there was and just as he was about to fire his bullet, Top kicked the hand out and caused the bullet to not hit Fuko. We've got you covered. Only you can bring him back together. And he got sliced by a Victor no Jutsu. He got a beat on where I was heading next. He Top said as the bullet fly past, bounced off of his shoulder.
Oh no, Top!
Fuko said.
Gotta think. Come on, think. Think. My breasts are not working. I gotta bring Andy back. How do I bring him back? It's not working. Don't know. Does that mean I have to pull my pants down? Oh my gosh. That's the clue, isn't it? No, not really. But how? It's been barely a month since we first met. So we've done so many things. I traveled to so many places.
She said as she watched the mannequin get punched in the face.
But I still don't know a thing about Andy. His likes, his dislikes.
Victor continued striking at everybody.
His past, nothing.
She kept thinking.
But I need to come up with something. Just like the first day we met.
And she remembered the first day they met when Andy put his hands on her cheeks.
When Andy saved me and started to teach me how to live, this time it's my turn to help him by... Oh, there's something in my pocket.
She realized it, and she reached down, and she put it right into his forehead. Caught his attention, and she fired a gun in his head. Oh, damn. Oh, man. A gun? You've been packing this whole time? Oh, mon ami. Billy said, that's a nice little number you've got there. Oh, and a big gaping hole gushed out of Victor's forehead. Let's see. Fuko said,
This guy isn't on any of the other copies. You've got him locked up in there, don't you?
She looked down at him. My gosh, man, the drawing, the drawings. Oh my gosh.
Give him back!
She slammed the card right into the wound.
Give back Andy! Andy, you could do it. You can feel my nanas. Don't let some split personality beat you. Embrace them. You just have to touch me for a second. Once you do, I'll give you a stroke of unluck. The biggest stroke of unluck you've ever had. Look at me rubbing. Do you feel it? It's gonna happen. Pair of unlucks your way. Yeah.
Now that sounds like a treat. Suddenly, all of Victor's personality slid off of Andy's face, and he revealed himself to a teary-eyed Fuko.
Andy!
Times are wasting. Bring it on. Give me them new news.
Huh?
And he kissed her in the in the lips. It was very passionate, something that she never expected. Everyone watched in horror and shock, and he pulled himself back. Fuko blushed. We'll pick this up again next time.
Huh? Whoa. Pick what up? No!
Fuko ran away, pulling her shirt down.
No way, in your dreams! What are you all standing for? The unlock is coming. You have to get out of here quick! Ah, all hands fall back.
Juice said as everyone started running away, and they screamed, Roger! Victor returned to back to the normal. Mora, you're not getting away from me. Huh? You again? He noticed Shen in the distance standing on the power pole. He was very far away, and he made sure that Victor couldn't even do anything because he was frozen in place. I can activate my ability so long as you're visible, Victor. Have you forgotten? Shan, till we meet again, he said. So long, Victor. I fibbed about needing you to be within a certain distance, after all. Haha, it's been quite some time. I'm impressed. Since a person beat me. Victor smiled as a gigantic rock comes hurtling down, and a whole wave of meteor struck Longing, destroying the entire city, destroying all the survivors, the children, as well as all the undead corpses that spoiled make. And wow, they did get the kids out, right? That town has been decimated, Tatiana said. This is unreal, huh? May as well go, Top said, as the craters the smaller craters started dissipating and revealing the newly made landscape. And there was Fuko sliding down the side of the crater. Is that dummy going in by herself? Crap! I shouldn't have reset my acceleration. Will she be okay? Tatiana said. The water is going to flood back in soon. And Fuko ran fast. She ran as fast as she could with the card in her hand. She jumped right onto his smoldering, charred chest and aimed the card right at his forehead.
Please, Andy!
You're one hell of a girl!
Come back!
Oh, wait a second. You're one hell of a gal.
Come back!
And she rammed it right into his forehead. To be continued. Undead Unluck by Yoshifumi Tosca. Undead Unluck by Yoshifumi Tosca. Number 019. Result. As Fuko sat on Andy's charred corpse, she screamed out,
Please, Andy, come back!
Everyone watched on in horror as the water started to pour into the crater, a giant tsunami, if you will, as she just watched on and waiting for Andy to return.
That should do it.
And the water completely doused her, completely submerged. She glubbed into in the bottom. Her eyes opened up. She was surrounded by a teddy bear and a pile of manga. She wasn't sure what had happened. She pulled herself up.
Andy!
Yeah, you rang! Andy said as he read the manga.
Huh?
Finally up, babe! I ended up reading all 101 volumes of this Yumi stuff. Gotta admit, it's a fun read. Shoujo manga ain't too bad sometimes. And Fuko's eyes welled up with tears. She threw a pillow in his face and started throwing flurry of punches at him, being extra careful not to touch him skin to skin to trigger the unluck. She calmed down for a second, collected her thoughts, and then screamed out,
What were you thinking? You and Shen cooked up this whole thing and didn't even let me in on it. If the members of the round table hadn't shown up, you wouldn't be here right now. If things hadn't worked out, I would have been all alone again.
She lowered her head and sniffling in tears. Oh my god, no he did not. Oh man. Andy planted his bare hand on the top of her head. And he said, Sorry about that.
If you touch my head then.
I was listening the whole time. In the darkness after I got swallowed up by him, all I could hear was your voice. It made me happy. Thanks, Fuko. He smiled as Fuko cheeks blushed.
But Fuko?
She realized what he said for the first time ever. He said her name.
No way, you finally said he actually called me by my name.
She smiled. Come on, there's a meeting in 10 minutes.
Hold on. Hey, say it again. Just one more. I want to make sure I hear you say it clearly.
Shut your trap and suit up already, Brett.
You went back to normal. Oh, by the way, who's this little guy?
Oh, that the ball brat dropped that off when they came to visit. Fuko said, carried the doll with them. You're late, you little lovebirds, Top said. The meeting was supposed to start ages ago. You're X. I'm IX now, thanks to the clothes incident. Andy said, smoldering in flames as him and Clovey regenerated.
Oh, so the orders changed again. Okay then. I apologize for being late.
Hey, your boyfriend's burning up. You sure things are all right?
Sorry, we had an accident along the way. A stroke of bad luck, you might say. And we're not lovebirds, so stop it. Can't argue the loony part, though. Everyone is assembled then.
Jui said as Apocalypse floated before everybody.
Proceed, Apocalypse.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that little smile on his face. With a little smile on his face, Apocalypse began the results. Quest results! He flipped the pages out and shot them up into the air. Everyone looked up and listened on. Capture of Uma Burn successful! Participants: Tues, Tatiana, Billy, Ishin, Phil, Top, the reward, the addition of an 11th seat. And suddenly the Roman numeral 411 emerged on the surface of the table, and a chair dropped out of nowhere, freaking out Fuko. One more negator may be added to the round table. Hurrah! Item 2, the Apocalypse said. Capture of the Uma, eat, successful. Participants: Juice, Tatiana, Billy, Phil, Top. Wait a minute, are you all cheating? Nope. Reward, location of negator, unburn. He presented them with a giant globe and threw a dart right at the location. I will reveal their exact location for the next 7 days. Unburn is currently here. They won't detect that they've been marked. Catch them if you need them. But, well, I wouldn't expect you to since you've already captured Burn.
Huh? Wait, is today August 31st?
She said to Andy.
Was I really asleep for that long?
Well, yeah, Andy replied. That's a no-brainer. A total shut-in like you doing all that moving around, it was bound to shut your body down. Item 3, Apocalypse said. Neutralization of Uma language. Successful. Participant Nico Forgel. Reward is unification of all the world's languages. And suddenly, all of Tokyo, and it's written kanji and kana, was replaced with the English alphabet. Yamajin was replaced with the word mountain person. And Oi Ocha was replaced with hey green tea. Altering the memories and culture of all non-negators, all languages have been modified to English. To which Shen said in Japanese, Mui dear, do you read me? Oh no, he said in English, Mui dear, do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mui said,
Master Shen, is something the matter?
Are you wearing your necktie translator right now? He said, as Mui was pumping iron.
Huh? No, sir, I'm in the middle of training at the moment.
Oh, I see. Perfect timing. Wu Shintia Yao Pile Ni De Di Xin Yan Xin. To which was translated, gosh, I sure would love some of your dim sum today. Jamais Yang. Well, did you get that? He said.
What did you just say, sir? Would you mind repeating it once again?
No, that's all I needed. Sorry. Catch you later.
Yes. Understood, sir.
That's difficult. We were all speaking English in these past panels. Item 4! Apocalypse screamed out. Capture of the Uma paused. Participants, Juice, Nico, Phil, successful. Artifact Rebellion is here. He threw a pin at the location where the artifact is at that they're looking for. Item 5! Capture of the Uma spoil. Apocalypse said as Spoil sat in a containment unit trying to spoil his way out. Successful! Participants, Andy, Fuka,
Here.
Shen, the reward. Location of unrepair, currently in Brazil, on this naked beach.
We did it! There's unrepair, Andy.
Fuko pointed up.
They might just be able to give you an actual death.
Andy pouted. Item 6. Capture of negator unseen. Kaka. How very unfortunate.
Huh?
Yeah, I had an inkling. The guys that went to investigate all died. Their bound bodies ended up in a deserted area and all of them led to death. My guess is unseen got taken. In Brazil, there was a strange set of clothing floating in the air. Fascinating. You really are unseen. Ooh, okay. Oh yes, my man here. I forgot his name, but let me see here. Um, Fascinating. There we go. Um, Crap. I completely forgot his name. Um, I'll just use iPad. I can't believe I forgot his name. iPad. Um, yes. There we go. I forgot what I called that voice. Well, or do I want to do a little different? Ooh, I know. Ooh. Fascinating. You really are unseen. Okay. Yeah, Family Guy. Okay, my man from Family Guy. I'm just a bee sitting here ready to sting you, but I'll die if it happens. Oh no, I got stung. All right. Fascinating. You really are unseen. You're self-targeting compulsion activating type. When you shut your eyes, your body, and anything you recognize as your property is rendered unseen by others. In other words, invisible. But that's odd. That's your blood coming from your stomach. Maybe you didn't notice. The mysterious man said as Unseen sat there with blood pouring out of his invisible body, shackled in place on the chair. I don't want you running off on me, so I cut you open your stomach, put a homing device in there. If you join me, then I'll deactivate my ability. But if you don't, then I won't heal until you're dead. You're mine, and I'm not handing you over to the organization. Meanwhile, Apocalypse continued presenting results back at the round table. All quests have not been cleared. Therefore, you shall receive a penalty game. Prepare for the Shadow Realm. Now adding the Uma Galaxy. Ha ha! You fools. To be continued. Undead Unluck by Yoshifumi Tosca. Undead Unluck by Yoshifumi Tosca. Number 020. Keep your hands off planet Earth. Penalty game. Get Yu-Gi-Oh! Prepare for the Shadow Realm. Apocalypse said as a giant creature emerged out of his mouth with the large swath of space, endless space, with as its skin. Oh my galaxy, now be nada! He screamed out with joy. It's enormous! The top said. What is that thing? Tatiana asked. Everyone else remained silent. Fuko, however, hid behind Andy as they watched this ginormous creature emerge.
So this thing is,
The penalty!
it's going into the ceiling.
Is it trying? Is that Andy? Okay, is it trying to get to the surface?
Move transport us to the surface.
As you wish. Oh no, as you wish. Oh my gosh, a giant six-sided die emerged. A giant multi-sided D&D die for a head emerged and said, as you wish. Alright, transport. Long, deep voice. There we go. And Shen laughed. Thanks for the other day, by the way. Fuko pointed up at the D&D die creature.
It's that thing that brought us here.
A giant crack opened and they fell through. Everybody did, as they all fell through the sky hole, and Andy pulled off a hero landing with Fuko in his arms. The 10-sided die, the D10 the D10 monster emerged through the hole. Tues, Since I've done my part in transporting you all, now I expect to see quite the show.
Ah, I understand the move. I shall give you a front row seat to my justice,
she said as she approached the giant galaxy monster.
Hey, I thought this penalty game would be a lot scarier, but this doesn't seem so bad, does it? So where are my Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Ah, on the contrary, we're dealing with an Uma added by Apocalypse. They always possess rules that lead humanity to ruin, and this one is no exception.
Tues continued approaching the giant Uma as he flew out into space.
The alteration, it's starting.
He curled up into a ball. Cracks showed throughout its galaxy-like body. Large spheres began sparkling and appearing in the vastness of space. One by one, every single moon, every single planet, every single star emerged. It all at hyperspeed, unlike any they've ever seen before. It was a new Big Bang. Apocalypse said, "Galaxy has been added. A new rule that the world will believe has always existed. Kata. This is the penalty game. You'll all be able to overcome it. Negators. Yu-Gi-Oh!"
By the way, where are we?
Fuko said. Australia, I figure.
Oh, I've seen that rock before. It was an awesome movie. It's the biggest rock in the world, right?
No, I think you got the wrong idea. And there it was, high in the sky, a galaxy. Stars upon stars, constellations upon constellations, and a moon.
Oh, Nico, I want you to confirmation on this patch. What's changed?
Already on it. Hey, you dimwits, it's me. A rule was just added. What's common knowledge to you isn't to us negators. So give me your knowledge now.
Nico, Dr. Nico. We're the superior ones when a new rule is added. Oh.
Quit saying that, or you'll get killed. Oh. I see. The galaxy is a cluster of celestial bodies, stars, and planets like Earth. Basically, the penalty this time around spawned a slew of these Earth-like bodies all at once. Accordingly, it's birth myths and a naming system called Days of the Week based on these celestial bodies. It also introduced a concept of extraterrestrial life form called aliens. And at this very moment, those aliens are invading us. And high into the sky, emerging through the Earth's atmosphere, giant alien ships made of blades and flesh, floating high into the sky, ready for an invasion.
What is that thing?
Fuko said, grabbing Andy by the arm.
Is that a ship flying in the sky?
Are they enemies? Sure are. These guys were born just a few months ago, due to the world being altered. Naturally believe this is the way things have always been. Born on a planet with hundreds of millions of years of history, Nico said as an alien teleported down onto the floor, onto the surface. These aliens trained themselves to gain decades to become soldiers, and we're given ships to invade a different planet. And since their own planet is a path to ruin, they're looking for a new place to call home, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. I wager that's their backstory, Nico concluded as Lord Zed stood before everyone with his Armada fleet waiting to invade in the sky. We are Axe. We've come to make this planet our new home. See? What did I tell you? Hell no. You don't say. This is the penalty game, all right. Who is the representative of your planet?
Ah, meh.
Julie said as she stood before the Ack and looked right up at the towering monster. If you offer no resistance, then we plan on using you as our labor force. You'll seem to possess moderate intelligence. If you resist, you'll be deemed useless, and you will be eliminated by your choice.
I choose neither. Which are your steps?
Chewie said, without a care in the world, and that angered the Ak. A laser beam shot from one of the ships and vaporized the mountain, created a giant mushroom cloud. We've done our research. This civilization is underdeveloped. Lord Frieza wants it for himself. You've yet to make any significant advancements in space due to your species' inability to work together. As a cohesive unit, you do not stand a chance in terms of force of arms. To Coqui-san is tantamount to genocide, and Frieza loves to genocide. In order for my family, friends, and people to live on this planet, every single last one of you must die.
Is that your vision of justice?
Chewie said, as she reached for her helmet. Yes, a vision invaluable to format was needed otherwise.
I see. In that case, I'll just have to negate that justice.
She revealed her beautiful Vidal Sassoon hairline as the wind flapped it like a Pantene commercial, and the word "injustice" flashed before his very eyes. What was that? And suddenly a weird beam shot up at one of the ships and blew it up. He looked up and realized what was happening. Every single ship was firing at each other.
Andy, Volker.
What did you just do? He screamed out.
Absurd. This is what a penalty entails. You have entered the Shadow Realm. We managed to avoid the situation this time with my ability, but depending on the number involved, it could just as easily have been game over.
She approached Andy and Fuko as Fuko screamed in terror at everything that was happening.
This marks the 99th penalty,
she said, with her helmet back on.
We cannot afford any more.
Why is that?
We have encountered a stone tablet at the same time as Apocalypse. On that tablet, there are 101 slots. Each time we receive the penalty, one of the slots gets filled. There is only one open slot left until it reaches 100.
The slot, the 99th slot filled in as the ships continued to destroy everything, all of itself.
Beyond that, the 101st slot lies the final penalty. Ragnarok. I assume it's a word that denotes the end. In order to protect this planet, to protect Earth, we must prevent Ragnarok from coming to fruition. That is why we will stand up to any quest, no matter what they may be. That being said, the quest Apocalypse itself won't open unless the round table is fully occupied. Oh, right, since there's an extra seat now. Yes. We obtained an 11th seat as a reward for passing the bond quest, and unless we fill that seat, in 3 months' time, we will receive yet another penalty for being unable to take up any quests.
Oh my gosh, my man, the Ak sat on his knees in horror at watching all of his people get blown to bits, and he peed on himself onto the ground. Juice approached the round table as every single ship fell into the sky and burned to flame.
In other words, our hottest priority right now is securing an 11th member. You mean this time we're the hunters?
You, the axe said as he stood up. All of you. Guess who are you?
Oh, you're still here. I see that you didn't kill yourself despite my powder. It seems your vision was all talk after all.
No matter.
No matter. Relay this message across all of space. Keep your hands off planet Earth.
Yes, I fly away. And on September 1st, 2020, humanity made first contact with extraterrestrial life. However, it would be the first and last time, as all contact would cease thereafter.
Ah, well, we've learned about the bats of unburn and unrepair, as our reward was this time around. But the one we want is unrepairing. I'll go after all of their abilities true to their name. Then one attack will prove to be fatal. I'd appreciate that. I'll assign you backup for insurance. Take Tatiana along with you. She would have proved useful. Fuko, you go along as well.
Wait, me? No. Tatiana freaked out. Roger that! You guys helped me out, so I gotta repay the favor. To be continued. Undead Unluck by Yoshifumi Tosca. All right, that was it. Another set of chapters there. Pretty good. We get to see Victor in this whole entire thing after successfully stopping Spoil. Victor proved to be a very, very, very tough character. I really liked how this just shoomped into place. Went shoomp. and he suddenly has a Super Saiyan hairdo. That's pretty crazy. But Victor is extraordinarily powerful. He is very, very powerful. He can make clones of himself out of the fingers that that he shoots out with his power. So he doesn't even just shoot bullets as Victor. He makes clones of himself. He's got a clone no jutsu going here. And that's pretty crazy. Again, the details to these fingernails is funny, man. Look at the details to those fingernails. Very gross. But yeah, they managed to get on Spoil, and shoot, man, it's pretty crazy because now they had to deal with Victor, and yeah, Victor proved to be a major problem. Like, not even Fuko's unluck was able to do anything. Because look at that. She just pats him and he's like, yeah, and? My man's like, yeah, and? Oh, man. And that just leads to some crazy comedic moments once the entire round table showed up. Because Fuko, man, she's a wild one. She's a wild one because nobody's is able to handle like he's got them on total defense, like, so, like, pretty cool, very chaotic. I could tell you this much. All these panels here are very chaotic with the ricocheting and everything going on. Billy can't even make his connection, but let me tell you something. Yeah, he can regenerate himself through any part of the body. He could just choose. He could choose the finger, and he pops out. And that's a very, very scary undead move. We got introduced to Top, of course, and a few others. You know, like we starting to get to see everybody in action. But yeah, not even Juish's flaming sword was able to stop him. It doesn't even work. That Uma Burns handiwork. But seeing everybody in action is pretty cool. Ishin is very powerful. Like, he's stone powerful, and then we see Mr. Mannequin here firing away bullets. And everybody did everything they could, but unfortunately, Victor was just way too much. And that's when Fuko does the unthinkable. Yeah, she rubbed her New Jersey nays on him. She really hoped that would work, and that's pretty hilarious. That's pretty hilarious. So, yeah, and that's pretty much it. It's just all for this whole chapter. You know, for these 3 sets of chapters, the fight went by nice and fast. It didn't drag out, thankfully. It moved very smoothly. Got to the point very quickly. And the important thing, and Fuko really tried everything. She didn't. Thankfully, it wasn't just her. Constantly rubbing all over him. She tried the gun. She tried screaming for Andy to come back. She tried a whole lot of different things. But ultimately, they needed to get Andy because she doesn't like Victor. A nicely established rule is that because she hates Victor so much, she couldn't she couldn't trigger the unluck. It's really emotion based. And seriously, did these kids die? Did the kids die? Did these kids die? Because let me tell you something. That's rather messed up. They dropped the whole entire meteor shower on those kids and they left them there. We never found out what happened to them after that. That's hilarious. But ultimately, she did get the card in there and drenched into a pool of water, which is hilarious. But what's going on here? But nevertheless, uh, nevertheless, they won. Andy returns, and basically Fuko wakes up, and we start finding the results from Apocalypse, and one of those happens to be the return of a galaxy, because earlier it was established that there were no stars, and we suddenly find out that getting the galaxy back is a penalty, and that's pretty twisted. Quite honestly, that's a pretty twisted victory penalty. It's like something took away the stars and such, and that's madness. The way that this world works now is that it could take away or give something, either as a penalty or as a reward, and that's that needs to be stopped. We get to see Juice's powers when the aliens arrive after the galaxy had a second Big Bang, and the aliens were trying every which way they can to take over. They wanted to take over the whole Earth, and Juice was not having any of that, and revealed her ability called Unjustice. So whatever you feel that is of justice, she undoes it. And that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. And ultimately, all of the ships, the alien Armada, was destroyed completely, which is pretty cool. And she gave the heads up to Andy and Fuko of the truth of these penalty games. And it turns out there's a tablet that they got along with the Apocalypse book. And if it hits the 101st mark, it'll trigger Ragnarok, which they assume is the end of the world. For us, we know that Ragnarok always means the end of the world, but which is most likely what it's going to be. But in terms of the world itself, they don't know what Ragnarok is, and that's actually very interesting that they have no knowledge of such a thing. Also, the entire world speaks English now. They all speak English. I'm surprised they didn't speak Klingon. So that's the whole case there. But nevertheless, now we got bigger. Now there's a even bigger stake involved. They got an 11th seat that needs to be filled. And if they don't fill that up, they don't get missions. And if they don't get any of these quests, then it'll lead to a penalty game, and that's the end of everything. So not bad. Things got worse. Things got worse. So yeah. The next set of chapters is gonna be pretty cool. Because the world got even bigger now. The world build got even bigger. Pretty cool. Saying we got a whole new villain coming up that we were introduced to, and Andy and Tatiana is now teaming up with Andy, and Tatiana tried to kill Andy before because of Gina's death. So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting next set of 5 chapters to see where that all goes. Very well. Thank you all for joining me. Comment, like, subscribe, follow. You know you want to. Head on over to Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. Grab yourself a copy of the Possible Man, a Strange Fantasy novel written by me. You'll find the links in the description down below, along with links to other merch such as pins, stickers, t-shirts, and music. Thank you for your patronage. And if you're interested, you can volunteer over on my Patreon if you want to participate on the inner workings of this channel. And speaking of channel, if you want to watch things live, you can catch me on my live multi-stream over on Twitch and Kick, Monday through Thursdays, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There we go. So, with that said, until the next set of chapters, I wish you all a good night, a buenas noches, and oyasumi nasai.